Consider the best bridge cameras if you can't decide between the convenience of a compact or the ergonomics of an interchangeable lens, DSLR, or mirrorless camera. Bridge cameras are fixed lens cameras that are designed to look and feel like DSLRs with the range power of the best superzoom lenses, but best of all, they can be picked up for a much cheaper price. Here are our top 6 recommendations. At number 1, we have the Sony RX10 IV, costing about $1,698. The Sony Cyber-shot DSC-RX10 IV delivers an incredible zoom range and uses a stacked sensor design and phase detection focus for 24 FPS image capture. The RX10 IV is nearly physically identical to the RX10 III, and it's designed in a bridge style. The body is similar in size and shape to an SLR, but the lens is integral to the design rather than interchangeable. It measures 3.7 by 5.2 by 5.7 inches and weighs 2.4 pounds. The body is black with a mixed polycarbonate, rubber, and metal exterior and an internal magnesium alloy chassis. It's a weather-sealed design with enough protection to use in rainy or dusty environments without worry. Other super zooms have longer designs, like the 65x Canon PowerShot, but they use smaller image sensors and narrower apertures. The RX10 IV uses a 1-inch sensor design with a surface area that's 4 times that of the 1 and 2.3-inch designs in more affordable bridge models. All of the C buttons are programmable, as are the right, down, and left directional presses on the flat command dial. Pressing FN launches an on-screen overlay menu, also customizable, with additional control options. Next up is the Sony RX10 III, costing $1,399. Sony's original RX10 was a groundbreaking camera, delivering image quality that was well beyond that of other long zoom designs, with a tough, weather-resistant build. The latest iteration, the Cyber-shot DSC-RX10 III, triples the zoom range of the original while adding some of the advanced video features introduced in the RX10 II. An SLR and a pair of lenses do have some inherent advantages in image quality when compared with a superzoom, but the 1-inch sensor used by the RX10 III makes the gap between compact and SLR smaller. It's about a third of the size of an APS-C format used by consumer SLRs. Close-up focus is a strong point. At its widest angle, the RX10 III can focus to 1.2 inches and can lock on as close as 2.4 feet when zoomed all the way in. You'll have no problems getting up close and personal with subjects at wider angles, and when zoomed all the way in, you can capture images at about 1 to 2 magnification at the minimum focus distance. The mode dial sits on the top plate to the left of the pop-up flash and hot shoe. The flash itself is raised using a mechanical release. If you're using it, you'll want to remove the lens hood for shots at 40mm or wider, as it will cast a shadow. With the hood removed, the flash has no problem covering the full 24mm wide-angle frame. At number 3, we have the Panasonic FZ1002, costing $897.99. The Panasonic Lumix DC-FZ1002 bridge camera keeps the same excellent lens and sensor as its predecessor. It's an excellent performer, but we wish it had some level of weather protection. The FZ1002 sports big zoom power, reaching 400mm for telephoto work, and beats smartphones and other bridge cameras via the use of a larger image sensor. It does a good job balancing zoom power, size, and price, but we wish Panasonic had added some level of dust and splash protection. The FZ1002 is a bridge-style camera, one that's shaped a lot like a mirrorless model, but doesn't offer interchangeable lenses. It's an appealing category for both pros who own a big camera rig but don't want to carry it around all the time, as well as more laid-back photographers who want more than a phone, but also don't want the hassle of carrying bags of lenses and accessories around. There are multiple control dials on the top plate. The one on the left side switches between single, continuous drive, 4K photo, and self-timer capture. On the right side, there's the standard mode dial, along with the front and rear dials to adjust exposure settings. The autofocus is extremely quick. It's purely contrast-based, so it's not as adept at following fast-moving action as the high-end Sony RX10 IV and its 24 FPS tracking rate. Next up, we have the Panasonic Lumix FZ2500, costing $1,099. The added weight of this camera is mostly in the lens, which has a design that's more complex. When you power the camera, it does extend, but it doesn't change position when adjusting focal length, so it's technically a collapsible internal zoom design. Build quality is similar to the FZ1000 with a polycarbonate body and no weather sealing. The Sony RX10 III is sturdier, its chassis is magnesium and is sealed so you can use it in inclement conditions. On-body controls are ample. There are 3 programmable FN buttons on the left side of the lens, along with a switch to set the in-camera ND filter. The physical controls are supplemented by the on-screen Q menu. It gives you access to the picture mode, flash control, video and image quality settings, autofocus settings, metering pattern, exposure control, and white balance by default. If you prefer a different bank of controls, you can go into the menu and customize it. The FZ2500 is very speedy. It starts, focuses, and fires in about 1.3 seconds, which is a fine mark when you consider its big lens must extend when it's powered on. Autofocus is almost instant in ample light. Fifth on our list is the Nikon P950, costing $796.95. The Nikon Coolpix P950 is a powerful superzoom compact camera built around a 24 to 2000mm equivalent zoom lens. Successor to the widely popular Coolpix P900, the P950 adds RAW capture, a greatly improved electronic viewfinder, and 4K video. Cameras that look like the P950 used to be described as bridge models, as in they formed a bridge between the capabilities of a conventional compact camera and a DSLR. With the birth of the superzoom class a few years ago with their enormous zoom ratios, this description has become meaningless. Despite its unusual ability to connect objects across enormous distances, the P950 isn't so much of a bridge between anything. It's in a class of its own. The superzoom class is pretty small and refreshingly easy to navigate. Very simply, the more you pay, the more zoom you get, and the more likely it is you'll get nice extras like OLED viewfinders, customizable controls, and superior video. Looking at other brands' offerings, only the Canon PowerShot SX70HS comes close to matching the P950's abilities, with its 21 to 1265mm equivalent zoom range getting close to the P50 in the tele range while offering a slightly wider field of view in the wide end. The P950 is less a camera with a built-in lens and more of a lens with a camera bolted on. As such, Nikon deserves credit for making it impressively usable. The P950 doesn't operate exactly like a Nikon DSLR, but the experience of using it alongside a D3000 series is close enough that anyone who's used one should pretty quickly be able to get grips with the other. Last on our list is the Nikon P1000, costing you $1,019. Nikon's new Coolpix P1000 has moved the zoom needle to ludicrous with an equivalent focal length of 24 to 3000mm. That's right, 3000mm. This lens is so long that we were able to fill the frame with a 1 meter or 3.3 foot tall monkey that is 70 meters or 230 feet away. The P1000 has a spec sheet almost as long as its lens. From RAW support to high-res EAVF, the camera has just about everything you'd want in a bridge camera, save for a decent battery life and a touchscreen, a glaring omission. Image stabilization is a requirement on superzoom cameras, and Nikon's Dual Direct VR reduces shake by up to 5 stops, depending on focal length, according to Nikon. Being from 2018, it's no surprise that Wi-Fi and Bluetooth are also on board. Rear controls include a number of buttons, a focus mode toggle switch, and a flat command dial. The flash rises high above the body, but still casts a shadow if you use it at the 24mm setting with the lens hood attached. The tripod socket is on the bottom, along with a door that covers the battery and memory card compartment. It's not included, but Nikon sells a dot sight for use with the P1000. It projects a centered dot on a transparent screen, useful for tracking action when the lens is zoomed all the way in. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to check the description box for the product links, and for more tech-related videos, subscribe to our channel and let us know what product reviews you'd like to see in the comment section.